Welcome back to Weekend Prime. So tonight, as I told you earlier on, it is that the court has actually temporarily suspended the recently enacted contentious finance bill, and it is that High Court Judge Justice Mugure Thande has actually ordered the government not to implement the Finance Act until the application filed by Busia Senator Okiya Omtatah is heard and determined. Remember, the case will come up for mention on 5th July, and it is now for the Attorney General Justin Muturi to convince the judges that some of the controversial clauses in the law, such as housing tax, are legal. So now let me bring in Busia Senator Okiya Omtatah, who's joining us virtually for this conversation. Thank you so much, Senator, for joining us here on Weekend Prime. What does this order given by the court mean for Kenyans?
Thank you for having me on. The order, first of all, the most practical impact it has is it delays the coming into force of the draconian tax laws to allow the court the time to look at my pleadings and also the replies that will come from the government side. Then they can make a decision. So we go back on 5th for further directions, where we expect to argue, and I'll be urging the court to confirm the orders. I know the other side will be opposing it, so that's how we shall go into deal on 5th. But the issues in the petition for me are very weighty issues. They include the role of the Senate in legislation affecting counties. They include the limitations that the Constitution places on Parliament and the executive when they want to impose taxes on Kenyans. They include procedures that are in the Public Finance Management Act and the regulations they're under for making the budget and stuff.
So, Senator, I believe you can still hear me. When the order was given, was it putting a stop to all the entire finance bill or a section of it? The reason as to why I'm asking you that, it's because despite the court giving this order this evening, we are seeing IPRA. It has already issued, a notice to Kenyans concerning the new fuel prices beginning midnight.
I think IPRA needs to recall those whatever it has done, because the first order suspends the entire finance bill, every dot, every T, every comma. The second order prohibits the government and its agencies from implementing any part or any aspect of the finance bill. So there is no provision whereby the regulatory authority could have come up with what he has done, but maybe they did that earlier than they got the orders. And so the decent thing for them to do right now is to recall. And for the public, the best thing is to ignore or print that order and walk with it to a petrol station and just show it and say the court has already suspended what you are trying to do. Otherwise, it will be a contempt of court the way the commission has gone. They are aware of these orders now. They have been extensively covered in the media. I've also tried my best to serve through social media to the officers, the decision makers. So I think they should be able to withdraw those orders. Otherwise, I would urge the public to ignore the regulations.
Thank you so much, Okiya Omtatah, Busia Senator, talking to us about breaking it down for us what the court order meant, saying that it actually suspended the entire